So we all by now have come to the conclusion and realized Luka Magnotta has been framed. The evidence is overwhelming. I've examined his life for well over a decade, and I have come to this fact. Starting in 2007, when David D'Amato was impersonating him and Jen Foster was stalking him, and these two people started claiming he was dating Carla Homolka. Luka denied this rumor countless times. Baseless claims persist claiming he enjoyed or started these rumors. That is complete fake news. David D'Amato and Jen Foster started these rumors, and these two showed up at Magnotta's residence many times. They even took pictures of Luka. Luka has zero interest in this woman, and people need to stop linking the two. Luka was stalked and harassed. Also, zero internet accounts could ever be linked back to Magnotta, because he never had any internet accounts. It was all David D'Amato and Derek McKinnon. It's impossible to prove who posts what online, and for people just to all believe it was Magnotta is irresponsible. In fact, all these internet accounts continue to still post. It's 2020 and these accounts continue to be active. Obviously it's not Luka, because even as Luka was live on TV being escorted from the plane, these accounts were posting. While Magnotta was in court, these accounts were posting. People need to stop the lies and stop all the fake news. Magnotta was stalked and harassed. Enough is enough. So let's get to the animal murder videos. These are all lies and fake news. Nothing has ever been linked back to Magnotta. He was never connected to any of these films. In fact, multiple people can be seen in these movies. A similar looking chair is not evidence linking Magnotta to these videos. Idiotic stalkers posing as animal activists claimed they found a similar looking chair in one of Magnotta's photos. A chair seen in the animal murder videos. This is not evidence. Also, these animal activists nuts photoshopped a lot of Luka's pictures. Zero evidence exists linking Magnotta to anything. He is the victim of harassment, slander, and stalking. It was all a smear campaign. Netflix should be ashamed for repeating these rumors. Absolutely nothing was ever proven in court. Magnotta should sue, but he probably won't, since he has better things to do with his time and is very busy. I've learned Magnotta completely ignores all the lies and fake news reported on him. He and his friends don't watch or pay attention to anything on TV, books, or films. Luka ignores it all because it's all unproven, irrelevant fantasy. It's all noise. What's on the internet is not fact, nor is it any way accurate description of Luka Magnotta's life. What's on the internet is fiction, and in most cases, for everybody, not only Luka, but everybody. Anyone can post anything. So now let's talk about the events leading up to May 2012. Firstly, Magnotta in no way is mentally ill. He has never had any mental illness. Back when he was a teenager, he was misdiagnosed, and his pimp at the time forced Luka to pretend to have different illnesses in order to obtain government checks and obtain prescriptions for narcotics. Luka was forced to sell these prescriptions on the black market for large amounts of money. Zero mental illness, but a big, deliberate paper trail of all doctor medical records. Luka has an IQ of 140 and vast knowledge of psychology and medical literature, so he's able to pull these things off. Also, if you research Derek McKinnon, you will realize he was directly responsible for the events of May 2012 and not Luka. If you research Manny Lopez, you will see he was also involved. Luka is the victim of stalking, harassment, and a massive frame job. Just research Framing Magnotta and you will see the truth. Research Deanna Thompson of Las Vegas and John Green of Los Angeles, and how these two obsessed stalkers frame Luka. They even were responsible for people committing suicide, and others even having heart attacks. They collect large amounts of money off Magnotta's name, and he never met them nor interacted with them. These idiots are obese stalkers posing as animal activists. Check out the Facebook group called The Scheme to Frame Luka Magnotta. These creepy animal activists even go on tours to collect money. Luka was never involved in any aspect of animal cruelty or entering the Facebook group under alias names. These losers will do anything to connect themselves with Magnotta's name to collect money. It's desperate. These animal activists perhaps one day will have the tables turned on them and see how they like it. They possibly will love it, since they are addicted to the attention. These animal activists try to get Magnotta's attention constantly. He has no idea who they are. And that entire bogus story they concocted has zero merit, and it's all slander. Luka was never on the run. He was never hiding from anyone. That's all lies. None of these animal activists caught Luka, nor were they responsible for his arrest. In fact, it was the Berlin German military who arrested Magnotta. For years, these obsessed stalkers tried to get police to arrest Magnotta for animal cruelty videos, but zero evidence existed, so police ignored them and laughed at their stupidity. It's all fake news. These animal activists try and spin the story to include themselves, but they have no involvement in Magnotta's life or case. They are irrelevant. The Netflix producers may have been desperate enough to believe these people's lies and concocted stories, but anyone who is capable of research can see the facts. No evidence exists of Magnotta involved in animal cruelty. Tons of evidence exists showing these obsessed stalkers harassing Magnotta. They even appeared in silhouette on CBC Fifth Estate, a fake news broadcast full of lies claiming people were targeting them, so they withheld their identity like the cowards that they are. Nobody is interested in these idiots. Nobody cares that they are irrelevant con artists. Do your research, people. 10 years later, they still continue to talk about Magnotta and try to exploit his name for money. It's not animal activism, it's obsession, and it's creepy as hell. Luka Magnotta should never have listened to his legal team. They were completely ineffective and incompetent, in my opinion. Magnotta never should have attempted the insanity defense his lawyers pushed on him. His lawyers pressured him into admitting things he never did in order to appear insane, including falsely everything about these animal murder films. Magnotta has zero involvement in any of these videos. There was a big rush to judgment, and it's clear Luka was framed by these imbeciles. They seen Magnotta had an amazing life, and they felt rejected because Luka completely ignored them. Magnotta is extremely classy and too high class to lower himself to these idiots' level. This is what happens when irrelevant losers have too much time on their hands. They frame people. It's now the year 2020 and they continue drooling over Luka Magnotta. Everyone is aware of these stalkers' harassment now. Luka's supporters won't tolerate it any longer. It's clear Magnotta is slandered and harassed. So if you enjoyed this podcast, share, like, and comment. More is to come soon, everyone.